Hip hop culture started at a party. Okay? Hip hop culture starts at a party. Hip hop dance, freestyle, starts at a party in the club, or a party in the park. Everything is about the party. It's about having fun. You know, if you're not having fun, then why are you doing it? Say the four elements of hip hop are MCing, DJing, b-boying, graffiti. But for me, the four elements are peace, unity, love, having fun. You know, having fun is the most important part. If you don't have fun, how can you be at peace? How can you show love if you're not having fun? A lot of dancers are way too serious when they dance. The dance is about sharing love for the music and the culture, not about being angry and aggressive. It's about you're supposed to have a good time. Even the most hardcore gangsters and thugs in the club in the back in the days when it started, even if they were really hard, when they hear a good beat, they're like, because they have to dance. It makes them have fun, even if they're really trying to be like really. But when they feel a beat, it's like. Because even then they realize, I didn't come here to be a gangster. I came to have fun. I'm still a gangster, but I'm gonna have fun. So it's very important that you have joy and love for what you do. You can be serious. You should be serious if you want to, learn the dance and train in the dance. Yeah, you can be serious, but be serious about having fun. It's much easier when it's a good time. When it's difficult, you don't want to do it. Accent comes from the music. The more you enjoy the music, the better your hip hop will be. You can't look at it like old school, new school, because what's new becomes old, and what's old becomes new again. It's a cycle. So just look at it as hip hop. There's no old school b-boying. It's just breaking. You know the names of the steps and you practice them and you make new steps. It's the same. It's just it's a dance within a culture, and the culture is growing and spreading and changing, but it stays the same too. Not in the street, but in the park, We would go to the park and everybody would have a boombox. You have many people with different boombox and different music, but at a certain time on the radio, Red Alert will come and play, and all the boombox turn to this one channel, and everybody plays Red Alert, or Mr. Magic, or Marley Marl. And so everybody in the park has a radio playing the same music, and everybody starts to dance. At first, hip hop wasn't on the radio, but when it became time, when hip hop started to play on the radio, everybody played the same thing on their boombox. So during the day, you hear many people with different boombox, different kinds of music. But when hip hop comes on, everybody turns to the station and boom, boom, all the radios and all the b-boys, everybody starts to dance together. And we make the party in the park. People don't listen to the radio, for one. But you still have the parties in the park. If you go to the park now, you'll see different people with different, but instead of a boombox, it's a speaker. And you can stick an iPod in it, or, and different people playing different music, and people just hang out, and or sometimes you'll see b-boys having a cipher, or dancing on the street for money, and then you'll see the other kids from the Light Feet, they're having battles. So it depends, but it still happens now. It's just not the same as before. Now they have what they call noise ordinance. So now you can't play the boombox super loud because the people will complain, and the police come, oh, you have to turn it off. That started because of us back in the day in the park. Many boomboxes, everybody playing the music loud, and it's too loud. At first you can play for 1 hour, 2 hours, but then 3 hours, 4 hours. We start 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. The people in around the park is like, no, you have to go home now. So they call the police, and they make the law that you can't play music too loud at a certain time. So during the daytime, it's okay. Nighttime comes, police come, no, goodbye, turn it off. In the past, before hip hop, go all the way back to original jazz and tap dance. In maybe almost 100 years ago, 1920s, 1930s, they had original jazz dance, and then they had, tap dancing, and then you had the studio version and the dance hall version, which is the club version. Now, the club version is the original version, but when the people who can't go to the club want to learn the dance, where do they go? To the studio. So you have the club version and the studio version. Now you have people teaching the studio version who never went to the club. So they're not teaching the correct version. It's a new version of the club version, but a studio version. So it's a little bit different, and it becomes a little watered down. So that happened 100 years ago with a different dance. It happened with jazz, it happened with tap, it happened with salsa. Now, it happens with hip hop. You have the studio version and the original version. You have what you call LA style, which is from New York. LA is Hollywood. It's where you do commercials and videos and movies. So for the movie, you have to smile. In the club, you don't, because people will laugh at you. But for the movie, so you get a different version to play for, or commercial version, for the people who don't know anything. Don't go to the club, don't go to the studio, never see anything. They see it on TV and they're like, yeah, I can do this. That's the commercial version. Like, you see a TV show and there's a guy on there and it's like, oh, show me the latest move. And he goes, and people think, oh, that's great, ah! But that's not the latest move. It's not even good, but that's what happens when you have a commercial version. But you will have some good commercial version. There are really good dancers that do studio hip hop. There's one a dancer, his name is Lyle Beniga. He does really good choreography, and he has hip hop, and he has the original and the studio version together. He makes it really look good because he knows both. He teaches in the studio, but he goes to the club and to the street to learn the original and put it together. If you want to be the best dancer, that's what you do. If you just want to be commercial, then you're doing LA style. If you do the whole culture, then you're doing hip hop. What the difference between the two is why. Why do you do it? If you're doing it for commercial to make money only, and you only care about TV and movies and battles, then it's different than if you're doing it because of the culture. With the culture, if there's no TV, there are no battles, there's no commercials, there's no stage show or nothing. There's just the music and the club. Are you still going to do it? Exactly. That's the difference. Why? You have some artists who they use the culture to do something else. Like they start at one part of the culture and then they expand into something else, into Hollywood. Like Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah, great rapper, great MC, but she became an actress. But she was still an MC. She's still Queen Latifah. She didn't change her name. She didn't go by her real name. She's, in the movies, call me Queen Latifah because that's where she didn't leave where she came from. She didn't change for Hollywood. She changed Hollywood for her. Same thing with Ice Cube. Ice Cube is from NWA. Ice Cube is fuck the police. But Ice Cube is also, Ice Cube is also an actor, but he doesn't go by his real name. He goes by his name in the culture. I'm Ice Cube. I'm from hip hop. That's what Ice Cube says. When he shows up, he's still Ice Cube. He smiles for the camera, but if you say something wrong, his smile will be like, and he'll still Ice Cube because he still represents the culture. Even though he's in Hollywood and he's a big superstar, he still represents the culture because that's what got him to Hollywood. That's what I mean by representing the culture and still doing the commercial side. That's how we were. When we first started to do music videos and TV, the other dancers used to say, oh, you guys are sellouts, you're commercial dancers. But after we do the music video, we go to the club and battle everybody. Yeah, when we start to work with pop stars like Michael and Mariah, we didn't go pop, we changed them to hip hop. We made them hip hop. We don't go pop. You come to our culture.